Welcome. In front of me is a Nubia Neo 3 GT, and today I will show you how you can enable and also set up your portable hotspot. So, to get started, let's first unlock my device. And to get started, we're going to swipe down from the top of our screen like so. And do that once more to extend the list of visible toggles, which hopefully will reveal the hotspot toggle. Or not. So if it's not revealing the hotspot toggle, it means that we need to add it ourselves. And we can do so by clicking right here on this pencil, swiping below this text right here, and anything below here are toggles that I can add to that initial list. So I can see hotspot is already right here, so I'm going to hold it, and the text above it will change when I do hold it. There we go. So now I can drag it above, drop it, go back, and you can see I have access to it in the list. Now when it's in here, in this list, first time I recommend holding this toggle. This will quickly take you to the settings, which will automatically let you change hotspot password, which is right here. Now this one, I think it has already been changed as it is just a string of numbers. Typically, you will be looking at string of letters and numbers, which generally, even this being just numbers, it's still not fun to type or try to remember. So I do recommend just getting rid of it and setting up your password that will be much easier for you to remember and use. For me, that is going to be a very simple 1 through 8 password, as your password will need to have at least 8 characters in length. And you can see the moment I type in the 8th number, the OK will become unchecked or checked basically, so I can now confirm it. Anyway, so our password is changed. We also have a couple other options like AP band, and we have 2 different options in here. I'm going to explain this quickly. So if you know what this is, by all means skip forward, but I'm going to try to explain what the use case scenario for this might be and if you should change it or not. So starting off with the explanation, the 2.4 band is going to be the older one, the one that is basically used by literally any device that has any Wi-Fi connectivity. If it claims that it can connect to network, even if it's like 2 decades old, it's going to use this. Now 5 gigahertz on the other hand side is going to be faster. That's great. For mobile network, not so much, but hey, it's faster, so that's its benefit. But the downside is that newer devices only will be able to connect to it. So if you have, again, that older device that can connect to the 2.4, that same device might not be able to connect to the 5 gigahertz one. So it would require a newer device, newer meaning like at least, I think, 5 years old or so. Though, again, this is not like perfect timing, because when this technology came out with the 5 gigahertz like band or gigahertz connectivity for Wi-Fi, it was more of a premium feature. So low-end devices back then didn't have it, newer ones did. So it will depend on a device. Now if you don't know what your other device supports and you want to use this, which you totally are free to do so, you can just check it out. Easily testing it by just turning that on, the 5 gigahertz one right here, and then enabling your hotspot, grabbing that other device. So let's just say I'm going to grab my phone. Let me just quickly prep this. So here's my phone. It finds a bunch of networks right here. It's right now set to 5, and if I turn this on, I'll be looking for Nubia Neo 3 GT to show up in here. And if it does, that means that it supports it. And I think it probably should show up in a second. Now I know for a fact that this device supports it, so let's just refresh this. And there we go. It's right here. And it labeled on my device as it's a 5 gigahertz network. There's like a tiny little 5 next to the network. I also have Wi-Fi 6 right here apparently. So in any case, I can connect to it. Now, if your device doesn't support 5 gigahertz network, like I selected right here, this network will never show up in that list. So this gives you a quick answer if your device supports it or not. Now, in general, probably for the simplicity, if you're planning to use multiple devices and some of them support it, some of them don't, probably the best thing to do is just select the 2.4. This will basically mean that literally any device supports it, and because it's a mobile network, you're not really getting that much benefit from the 5 gigahertz anyway. So these two networks are, or frequencies more like, have a much closer kind of relation to each other for mobile hotspot. So it might be just easier to go with this one, the 2.4. And to give you this as an example, the 2.4 or the 5 gigahertz one over the 2.4 has a faster connection. More devices can connect to it. There is more kind of space for more crowded network. This is one benefit that it actually has, one that is usable. But yeah, the speed doesn't really matter. The amount of devices usually connected doesn't matter that much. The latency, again, doesn't really matter that much. So this is all kind of minuscule differences that you won't really notice at all, because primarily you're bottlenecked by the mobile network of your service provider. So for instance, on my end, my phone, my service plan offers me, I think, like 30 to 60 megabits speed. Now this is, for a phone, at least where I'm from, pretty damn good. And I don't have a limit, which is absolutely fantastic. But even that, I don't ever need to enable the 5 gigahertz. Like, I'm capping at 60. That's my peak of what I can do. So yeah, the moment I'm getting 100 megabits or more network, I probably would consider changing it to the Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz one over the 2.4. So I am limited by the network of my provider, which is usually slow. I'm limited also to the antennas of the device itself. So these are also usually on devices like this a little bit crappier, so that also bottlenecks it a little bit. So setting it up to 5 gigahertz typically has only advantage in terms of very densely populated areas. In this kind of circumstances, the 2.4 gigahertz lane might be much more crowded. It's a lane that is a little bit crowded easier. So there can be the same amount of signals at 2.4 as there would be at 5 gigahertz, but the 2.4 will basically give you problems because of that amount, while the 5 gigahertz will not. So when you are living in a densely populated area, these signals will start to interfere with each other, and you might experience some kind of weirdness happening with your hotspot. If you do live in such an area and you have problems, that is primarily what is probably going to be causing it. The amount of different signals that are interfering with one another. In this case, you can select it to 5 and you're good to go. This would open up the amount of connections, like the different signals that can be at, for instance, 5 gigahertz, which 5 gigahertz network is way more open for this. And therefore, this should theoretically remove this kind of problem from happening. Now, I have never experienced this myself, so I can't really vouch for how well this works. I might live in crowd or city, but it's nowhere near dense enough to actually give me problems. So in any case, with that explanation, a little bit lengthy, once everything is set up, we can just close this up, and whenever you want to enable this, you would just find this toggle and simply, it's already enabled, so we're going to just tap on it to turn it on. One thing to keep in mind right here, which you may have noticed, when enabling hotspot, it actually turns off Wi-Fi. So like I said, this device is on the lower end, which I was kind of implying with antennas. And these antennas are crappier and there's less of them. Therefore, when enabling hotspot, it turns off Wi-Fi. So you can only use one or the other, as I presume we only have like, what, 2 antennas? One for your mobile network to be delivered to you, so you have reception, and the other one usually is either reserved for hotspot or Wi-Fi, and they're interchange. So as you can see, when I turn it on, Wi-Fi goes off. When I turn it off, Wi-Fi turns back on. So just note that anytime you turn on your hotspot, you automatically will be running everything off of your mobile network, and nothing will be going through your Wi-Fi. And one more important thing to remember, or accommodate for maybe, will be your service provider data limit. Most companies, I believe, still have some kind of data limit. That'd be 10 gigabytes, 20, whatever it is for you, depending on how long ago you signed your contract. If you still have a contract, you probably have some limit. At least where I'm from, it's not common to have unlimited data cap like I do. I specifically went for that myself. So in cases where you have a data cap, you might want to set it up so you don't exceed it. And you can do that, I believe, under, not here. I believe it's going to be, let's open up settings. What the hell is settings? Okay, this font is absolutely horrific. Or font, this icon pack. Where the high heaven hell is the settings? Bear with me, I'll try to find this garbage. Settings, what the you know what? Wait, I know how I can access it. There we go. That's going to be much easier. Okay, so in here you can navigate to, I believe it's going to be mobile network. Yep. And to mobile network, and you can select either data saver. This is one thing that I can do. This tries to limit the amount of data that is being kind of used by the mobile network by, for instance, when images being loaded into websites and stuff like that, by just straight up reducing their resolution and lowering the amount that it loads. So they will look very pixelated, crappy, but it reduces the amount of data being used by your mobile network. So that's one thing. Another thing that I can do is select a limit. So is it also in here? Yeah, it is in here. Oh, wait, no, not in here. That's not it. Mobile data, maybe here. Yes, there we go. So it's going to be under mobile data. You can see data warning and limit. And here you can select a hard limit to your to how much data is being used. So I can select it to be, for instance, 2 gigabytes. And after I reach the 2 gigabytes, at least the way it's set right now, it would only give me a warning. I can also do the set data limit. Okay. And make it, for instance, also 2 gigs or whatever I want, right? And when I have the data limit, this will literally turn off my mobile data altogether to prevent me from using it. And this will be great in case you have that cap, and specifically when your service provider would want to charge you extra the moment you surpass it. Then you definitely want to utilize this. Depending on how your service provider deals with your data cap, from my experience, mine, when I would surpass it, when I used to have it, it would basically just lower the speed of it to a absolute crawl. But I wouldn't be charged more. I was literally getting like a 1 kilobit network speed, but I wasn't paying more for it, so I didn't really need that. But if you would get automatically charged more, then you probably want to deal with this. And I think for roaming purposes, I think this might be the best kind of solution. And keep in mind, roaming and your mobile data are two different kind of numbers usually. So your mobile plan usually has, for instance, let's say 10 gigabytes of just mobile data, but if it's roaming, it might be only 2. So if you're planning to use that and you don't want to get charged extra, make sure you also know what that is. So anyway, with that lengthy explanation, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.